All right, for this assignment, you're going to be learning how to import text to fill a space that is an image that you're going to select. So here are 3 examples, and you can see how the artwork has a shape of a recognizable object, and then what makes up that image is the words. So for this assignment, you're going to be needing to choose some words or text that you're going to be using for the imagery. So just like everything that you create, your words have to be school appropriate. So think about words that are meaningful to you, something that is interesting to you. You could use your own words that you write yourself, or you can use somebody else's words that might come from song lyrics, a poem, a story, a piece of literature. So any text that you use cannot be referencing guns, drugs, alcohol, illegal activity, weapons, sexual activity, gang references, cursing, or derogatory words that would be talking about another culture, ethnicity, or religions. So what you're going to be doing to start out with is finding the words that you want to use for this assignment. So if you are going to create your own words, then you just need to open up a Word document and then start typing the text that you're going to be using for this artwork. Think about at least a paragraph amount of text. But if you want to be using text that comes from another resource, find that from the internet. So this is the lyrics to one of my favorite songs, and this song is called Lighthouse. So what I'm going to do is just copy and paste a section of the text. So mostly songs start to repeat themselves, especially in the chorus. So you don't want a lot of repetitive text. And then I'm going to copy that. Control C is copy, or you can right click copy. And then in your Word document, you're going to paste. Control V, like Victor, is paste, or you can right click and choose paste. So now that your words are in your Word document, now you need to go through and edit this. So firstly, you need to proofread it. For any inappropriate words, you need to change those words if they are inappropriate, or delete the words that are inappropriate. But also, if you're working with something like a song or a poem, then you're going to want to edit out repetitive words. So right here in this song, this sentence is repeated twice. So I'm going to delete one of those. And I'm going to delete one of these. Okay, so now I just have a majority of the text that I want to see, and it got out some of the repetitiveness. Okay, so then what I would do, I would save this to your G drive. And I've already saved mine, so I'm not going to repeat that. Then, now what you need to do is read through your text and think about the themes or the topics that this text is representing, to now think about an image that you're going to work with to import that the words are going to fill up the shape of. So for me, this song was called Lighthouse. So I might work with a photograph that represents a lighthouse, because that's what these lyrics are referencing, the symbology of a lighthouse. So I'm going to go to the internet, and then I'm just going to do a photo search of whatever that topic is. So I, went through here and found an image that I thought would work, and you also are going to be doing some editing of this image. You're going to be cropping it down to kind of zoom in on a focal point. So when you find your image, a single object is going to work best for this assignment. So I know that I'm going to be cropping away a lot of the background of this particular lighthouse. But when I find the image that I want, I'm going to right click, save image as. And I've already saved this to my G drive, but title it something that you'll remember, and then click save. And now you're going to open this image in Photoshop. Okay, once I have this image open, I want to make sure that I can see my layer window. So if you do not see your layer window, it could be collapsed where it looks like the square on the square. If you don't see that, then you need to add your layers. So if you click window and then layers, then it will appear. All right, so now I'm going to want to use my crop tool to get rid of extra portions around the object. So this is my crop tool, and I'm just going to pull these corners in to edit away the extra pieces around this. And then once you and you can click and drag and move the picture around also. All right, once you've got that done, click enter, and that will finish the cropping. I'm just going to zoom in a bit on that. Okay, so now on your printed directions, now you're on step number 5. So we just finished that particular step of cropping. So now what we're going to want to do is select the edge of the image with your magnetic lasso tool. So using my magnetic lasso tool, I'm going to click and hold tool 3 and choose magnet. I'm going to start selecting the edge of this image. Remember, anytime you click to make an anchor point, the line's going to stay where you want. So the more times you click, the more precise your edge is going to become. If you have something that's like a plain background, you could always try your magic wand tool to make a selection by clicking the background, but then you're just going to have to right click and inverse it so it's just on the edge of your object. Okay, then if I need to do some editing to add pieces, I can hold shift and then click and drag to add the missing parts. I'm going to add the top of this lighthouse here. Okay, then I want to make sure my layer is unlocked. And now step 6 says that you need to click the layer mask icon. So in your layer window, it's the third one from the right, and it's got this square or rectangle with a circle in it, and it's a layer mask, or it might say a vector mask. So you're going to click that button. And now you can see that it deleted the background for you. That's the layer mask that it just created. Okay, step number 7 says click and hold down the control button and then make a new layer. So the new layer is 3 spots over. It's one by the little trash can. It looks like the corner of the square is folded up. I'm going to hold down the control button, and then I'm going to click add new layer. What that's going to do is create a new layer, and it's going to put it at the bottom of the stack. But if you forgot to hold control and when you made that layer it went above the image layer, you can rearrange that. Just click and hold and drag it below because you want it at the bottom. Okay, now what we're going to be doing is setting our 2 colors. So your foreground and background color, those need to be set to black and for the foreground, and then white for the background. And now what we're going to be doing is filling in this entire layer with the color white to begin with. So the shortcut to fill that with the background color, and our background color is set to white, is if you hold the control button and then press your delete button, that's going to fill it with your background color, and for us it was set to white. Okay, now we're on step number 9. Step 9 says hold shift and click on the top layer, which is your original image layer. So right now layer 1 is light gray. I want both layers to become light gray, so I'm going to hold shift and click. So now they both turn light gray. Now I'm going to come up to the top right corner of the layer box where I see these stacks of like 3 or 4 stripes. I'm going to click that icon, and now I want to choose convert to smart object. Okay, now I am done with the photoshopping. So now I'm going to save this file to my G drive. So I'm going to go File, Save As. I want to make sure I'm still in my G drive, and it's automatically set up to save the type as a Photoshop document. I want to change that, so I'm going to click right there and choose JPEG. And then you can title it something that you will remember. Okay, and then click Save. So I already had this saved, so I'm just going to click Yes, override it, and then click OK on the next one. All right, now we're ready to start adding the words into the image. So step number 10 says that you're going to go to a website called wordart.com. And when you get to this website, you're going to click Create Now. Okay, so first thing that we're going to be doing is you're going to click on the Word button on the left side under Filter, and then click on, so right here, I'm going to click Word, and now I'm going to click Import. And now what I'm going to be doing is copying and pasting the text from my Word document into this window. So I'm going to go back down to my Word document. I'm going to click and drag and highlight all that text. The shortcut is copy, Control C, or you can right click copy. Go back to this website, click inside, import your text here. Shortcut to paste is Control V, or you can right click and paste. You want to leave these check marks where they are and then click import words. All right, what it just did was it imported all the words in this section, and the words that appeared most in the text are going to be the largest font size, and the words that appeared least are going to be the smallest font size, but you can rearrange those orders by clicking around on these options. You can also decide if you want your words to be uppercase or just the first letter capitalized or all lowercase, and I'm going to set mine to uppercase, and you can change all this later on if you want to also. Okay, now what I'm going to be doing is moving on to the rest of my selection options. Okay, so now we are on step number 12. If you choose the font that you want to use. So I'm going to click on fonts right here. You can pick any font you want in the list, and you can go back and change this later on. So I'm going to try this font, where it's Loved by the King. And then I'm going to go to Layout. And you can pick any of these options, and again, you can change these later on. So I'm going to try this option. And then I have to click on Shapes. So I'm going to go to Shapes. And I want to add my own image. So I'm going to click the green button that says Add My Own Image, Open Image from Computer. And now I'm going to click on the one I photoshopped. So it was this lighthouse. I'm going to click Open. And initially, I'm going to leave these settings where they are and just click OK. And now I want to click Visualize. Okay, so what the program did was it just filled my text in with that image that I chose. But I can continue to play with these settings. So first thing I can do is click this little green wheel next to my photo. And I'm under the shape option. And now I can play with the threshold. You can see what it's doing to the photo above and the edges. So you can manipulate any of these options and then click OK. And then click Visualize again. And it will update what the design looks like. Okay. So now I'm also going to go to Style. And I can play with any of these options to see what's going to happen. So first thing I want to try is to change my background color of my photo. I'm going to set that to gray and then click Apply. And now you can see that all this text appeared in the background that I couldn't see before. I'm going to also drop my background image to 0, see what happens. The more, the higher the percentage, the more the photo you're going to see through the image. If you want it all text, then drop that lower. And it's going to make a Okay, then you can slide this color emphasis bar around and see what that's going to do. Where it says word colors, it's immediately preset to shape, and it's going to just find colors that were in the shape of your original photo, but you can customize that also. So if you click customize, that's going to kind of tweak your colors. So now you can see what just changed to the image. But if I don't like these colors that are here, I just click on one of them. Your color picker is going to appear, and you can remove any of these colors that were preset by clicking on them, and they get deleted. Then you can click anywhere on the rainbow and anywhere up here to choose colors that you want to have. So when you pick the color that you like, click Add to Palette. So I'm going to choose a variety of colors. And then click Close. And now you can see that it changes the image. So now I might play with my background color again and see what happens if I pick a totally different color to work with. There's so many creative things that you can do with this program. I kind of like that white one again. Okay, then you can always go backwards. So you can go back to layout and see what happens with a new layout. You have to click visualize to see it. It's gonna load. Okay, so that has a different look. You can go back to your fonts and try a totally different font. Click visualize. So I encourage you to go backwards to where we began and really just keep playing around with all these options until you figure out a style that you like. Density is going to change how much text is in there and how large the text is. This is changing my density. And then you can just keep on playing with this. So once you figure out really the visual look that you like, and if you don't like the photo that you started with, then try a different photo. But when you're happy with all the choices that you've made, and I actually liked my vertical one better, and this density was a little higher. I guess I could have clicked undo. Okay. Let's see what this does. All right, when you're happy with what you chose, and you like the look of it, then you're going to go to download. So when you click download, you want to select standard JPEG. And then you want to click on your G drive, put it in your art folder, and title it something that you're going to remember. So I'm just going to do word art, and then lighthouse. It's my second version, and click save. Okay, so now that just gave you a copy, and you should be able to click on your yellow folder at the bottom of your screen, then go choose your G drive, your art folder, and you should be able to double click these and see what they look like as a photo file. So here was one design I did, here's a second design I did. And then you need to submit a copy to me, so you need to make sure that to turn in a copy to me, you could do this a variety of ways. You can click on the yellow folder at the bottom, get to where I just explained. And then what you can do is right click, and you can do copy. And then I can't show you this because I'm at home and I'm not connected to our network. But then what you can do is click on this on the left side, open up the T drive, open up our class folder, get the Dropbox, your class period. You're opening up the word art folder. And then when you get to the word art folder, what you can do is right click, choose paste, and then it's going to paste that into the word art folder. But now you have to make sure you title it as your last name. So to retitle something, put your mouse right over the top of the words, double click on the letters. Sometimes that's going to open the photo, so we're going to try it again. Okay, so just click one time. Now make sure you retitle this your last name. You can do your first name after that so that I know who made this assignment. That's very important to make sure that you resave it as your last name. If you're not sure how to do this, just ask me. And then if you finish early, I want you to try totally different words and pictures and see all the different variety of designs that you can create.